So, when we talk about features of a river, we're talking about different characteristics that make up a river system. And before we start anything, you need to remember that a river system starts at its river source. And from there, that river source, it's going to travel downhill from higher land to lower land. So it's traveling due to gravity. So the pull of gravity is going to go from a higher elevation to a lower elevation as it falls. And that river source, like I said originally, it could be ice on mountain peaks. It could be a spring. But that river source is going to travel into the main river, and you're going to have areas known as floodplains. So that's typically areas that are low-lying, that collect water easily and they don't drain very easily. And from there, you have areas where the river may meander. So a meandering river is where it kind of snakes along and leads into the mouth of the river, which also connects to the delta, these little fingers. And from that, it leads into our lake or our ocean. So all of these different characteristics help us describe different rivers, because, for instance, the Mississippi River is known as being a very meandering river. That's because it's a very old river. The water doesn't move very fast. The current's very slow. But if you were to describe a river that you would whitewater raft on, that would be considered a young river. So very, very high gradient, fast flowing water. And that would be characteristics of a young river. And that's due to elevation changes. So when we talk about river basins, we know that our local river basin is the Neuse. And then from there, we also have the Cape Fear River Basin, which is southeast of us. And basically, it's just land drained by a river system into a watershed or basin. And it's separated from other river systems called divides. So a divide's created by the highest points between two river basins. As precipitation falls within a river basin, it always falls towards that river. So that's what causes the difference. So precipitation that falls on the other side of the divide flows toward a different river. And that's essentially a continental divide. So it separates rivers that flow into two different oceans. So that could be the Atlantic, that could be the Pacific, that could be the Gulf. So that's where you get these different divides, and especially within the continental United States.